Hello viewers, welcome to Joy's Kitchen. I hope you are all doing very good. Today I'm going to show you a recipe of afternoon cake. I call it jam coconut cake. This is a plain, very simple cake, but trust me, it's so good when you are having your afternoon tea or coffee, or even with your breakfast tea or coffee. Oh my god, one slice of this cake is like heaven. This cake is so simple. There is nothing complicated here, but it tastes so good. That matters. I'm not a brilliant baker, but I'm gonna show you step by step how I'm gonna bake this cake and how I'm gonna decorate this cake as well. So stay with me and enjoy the recipe. So at first, in a large mixing bowl, I took 1 whole egg and 2 egg yolks. So the cake I'm making, I need 2 egg yolk. If your cake is bigger, just add 2 whole egg and 2 egg yolk. Just do like that. But yeah, just egg yolk. Then I added 4 tablespoons of sugar. This is just plain caster sugar which we use for tea or coffee. I added 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil. You can go for melted butter, but I'm trying to make my cake a little bit lighter. That's why I'm adding vegetable oil. And trust me, vegetable oil makes your any cake very moist, so it's good. But you can go for melted butter as well if you want. There's no problem at all. So now I'm gonna whisk all the ingredients together at least 2 to 3 minutes till it's very smooth and everything mixed together. It depends how smooth you want, but at least 2 to 3 minutes I have to whisk this mixture. So after that, I'm gonna add around 2 teaspoons of vanilla essence, because this cake gonna be a little bit like normal simple vanilla cake, the base. So I'm using vanilla essence, but you can use almond essence or strawberry essence. So now the dry ingredients. So I'm gonna add around 1.5 cup of plain flour. If you want, you can use self-raising flour, but I prefer normal plain flour for cake, because they make the cake, when the cake is done, it goes really fluffy and good. So this is just plain flour, and I'm just using one strainer to mix everything together. I don't want any kind of lump in my dry ingredients, that's why I'm using this strainer. This is just normal simple cake base, that's it. And now I'm using 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Because I didn't use self-raising flour, that's why I need baking powder and baking soda. In that case, the cake gonna raise very nicely. And now I'm gonna add around half teaspoon of baking soda. So this is what I was saying, that this cake is like normal plain vanilla cake, the base. But trust me, it's gonna be so yummy, it's so good. So now I'm gonna dust my dry ingredients on, and I'm adding a pinch of salt as well. When you are making plain cake, just add a pinch of salt. That really makes your cake really good taste and everything. So just trust me, just add a little bit of salt. So I'm adding all my dry ingredients in my wet ingredients. I'm just doing it directly on top of my wet ingredients, but you can do in a separate bowl as well. There is no problem. So you see that lumps we don't want in our cake. So yeah. Now I'm gonna whisk my dry ingredients and wet ingredients together. At that point, if you feel your cake dough is very dry and you need to be a little bit more runny, just add a little bit warm water, not hot. Just, when you open your tap, the warm water you find, that's the warm water you can use, like 1 tablespoon or 2 tablespoon, or even half, like 4 or 5 tablespoon. It depends. Like my mixture looks a little bit dry now. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add a little bit water here, warm water, lukewarm water, and my batter gonna be like fine. So in my batter, I added around 1 pinch or half teaspoon of yellow food coloring. This is optional, but I try to make it a little bit yellow in the middle. So my batter is done. You can see this is the thickness we want. I added like around 3 to 4 tablespoons of lukewarm water to make it like as I wanted my batter. So I buttered my tin first, and I put my cake mixture in it. Now it's ready for oven. So you can see how it looks, and it's fine if it's a little bit bubble on top, or you can shake it to kill the bubble, but it's fine. So I put my cake tin in the oven in 150 degrees for 20 to 25 minutes. This cake not gonna take too long because this is very thin kind of cake. So yeah, 150 and 25 to 20 to 25 minutes that gonna take. So when my cake is baking, now I'm gonna start doing my topping. So what I done, I took 1 jar of strawberry jam, any kind of strawberry jam, there is no particular brand, any kind of strawberry jam you have available in your house, just put it in the pot. And I'm gonna make it a little bit warm because this is quite lumpy, my strawberry jam, and we don't want these lumps. If you want, you can use raspberry jam as well, or even orange jam, whatever fruit jam you like. So I'm gonna cook this jam in moderate heat, not too high because I don't want to burn it. In a moderate heat for 4 to 5 minutes till all the lump goes and it become a little bit runny. You're gonna see soon it's gonna be like really runny and they're gonna lose all the lumps. So after around 5 minutes, that's how my jam looks. You can see all the lumps are gone and it's quite runny texture now. So that's the texture we want. So we're gonna maybe keep it warm a little bit, 1 minute more, and then it's done. It's ready for topping. At the same time, I took some dry coconut, which is normal white dry coconut, and I took another the same white coconut and I added some pink food coloring in it, and I made it like pink coconut. You can add green color, you can add blue color, whatever color you like, but I have available in my house pink food coloring, and I'm making like strawberry jam cake, so I prefer to add pink food coloring. This is just regular pink food coloring, and I added like I think 1 or 2 drop in it and it becomes pink coconut. If you want, when you are making the cake, you can add around 1 or 2 tablespoons of dry coconut in your cake batter as well, but because I have coconut allergy, that's why I avoided that part. But trust me, if you want to make your cake also a little bit coconutty, add a little bit of coconut powder in your cake. So yeah, so I took these 2 color coconuts here, dry coconuts, and I just wanted to show you that's how my strawberry jam looks like now. It's quite runny and it's ready for the cake. So yeah, so after actually 24 minutes my cake is done, you can see, and I didn't make too brown on top. You can see it's kind of like very light, but it's perfectly done. Still it's warm because it's just freshly baked. So it still is warm and it's very, very nicely done. It's quite soft and moist in the middle. So now I'm just taking my cake off from the cake tin. So I used 1 butter knife just to, because I didn't add any paper, baking paper in my cake tin. So that's why it's a little bit risky. I hope it's gonna come nicely. And still my cake is hot. I can't wait because I don't have patience. That's why I'm doing it when my cake is already hot. But if you have enough time, just make your cake cold and do this process because that's going to be much easier. Oh, thank God it came out nicely. Oh, look at the cake. It's so fluffy and so spongy, and the smell is coming from the butter because in the cake tin I added quite a lot of melted butter. So that's why the cake, even though I didn't use in my butter, but actually it's very buttery. So what I done, I actually decorate the bottom part of the cake because that's the flat part, and it looks very nice as well. You can see in the middle how spongy is this. It's like perfect vanilla cake. So now I'm gonna add my strawberry jam on top of my cake. This is the simple easiest cake ever, but this cake is so good whenever you have guests coming around, or you are just trying to make something for your coffee break. This cake is amazing. And as I said, you can add any kind of jam. If you go for strawberry jam, you can go for orange jam, orange marmalade, or even raspberry jam, any kind of jam, whatever you like. But I prefer strawberry jam because somehow vanilla cake goes really good with strawberry jam. So yeah, and with coconut as well. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna spread my strawberry jam on top of my cake, and then I'm gonna sprinkle all my 2 color coconut on top of it, and that's it. Decoration gonna be done. This is the easiest part. If you are a better decorative person for cake, go for it. I'm not, because I'm not like very good baker, but I try. So I gave you the idea. Now you can use your imagination and do better. So here you go, guys. This is my jam coconut cake is ready for you, and as you see, it's really yummy cake, and very simple process I followed to make this cake. But trust me, if you make this cake, you're gonna make again and again and again. So make this cake and enjoy with your family, and don't forget to like and subscribe my channel and follow my recipes and share my recipes with your friends, family and neighbors. So I hope you're gonna make this cake and enjoy this kind of like angelic piece of this cake with your afternoon coffee or with your morning coffee. So here you go. Bye bye. Ta-da.